So, Michael, you got started um, as a background actor, up in New
Yeah,
York City. I remember this is probably how our whole conversation on filmmaking began because I was starting to revisit an older project that I wanted to finish.
Cotton Gear, I believe it was.
Yeah, that was like 10 years. I had shot stuff right after college, and then an actor moved, family, you know, issues,
Blossom.
and life happens after
Yep.
college, but a lot of people don't come back to it. I really wanted to finish that more for the actors and for myself because I felt like I'd promised something. I don't wanted
Right.
to deliver on that. But anyway, I'm talking about you. So you got started as a background actor in New York. How did that come about?
Um, One of the guys I was working with um, just happened to, hey, what are you doing Thursday? Nothing. Well, go to this website, sign up. It's free. You can get on sets and do some background work. And I was like, really? That's it? Yeah, just go do it. So I think I signed up on a Sunday night, and by Tuesday that week, I was on my first set,
Wow.
which was the following. So
Okay.
the Kevin Bacon thing. He was
Yeah.
on set. Um, he's a very short man, um, but that was kind of my foray into it, and that was 7 years or so ago now.
Hmm.
I've been fortunate enough to be on a number of productions. I've been on Law and Order SVU a number of times. Um, Very happy as a fanboy of Marvel comics. I was on Jessica Jones.
Yes.
I was in Daredevil.
I saw you.
Uh, but understanding my role as a background actor, I'm not the focus. I go to my set, I do what I'm told, hit the marks that I'm told to do. Um, I don't. I know that I'm not supposed to be seen. It's more like seen, not heard. There's a lot of people who do background work who are, as we spoke about before with producing, that they try and force it. They try and make jokes. They try and force things that just aren't there, um, and it disrupts the productions. So I know that my role is to go there, smile, look the way I'm told to look, do what I'm told to do, and that's it. If anything else comes out of that, if I happen to get more than 2 seconds of screen time, great. Um, but it's kind of comical the broad spectrum of people that actually do background acting.
Hmm.
I've taken it and I observe more on the behind the camera stuff because I like to produce. I want to do more producing. Um, so I like to observe everything. And with my former career, that's kind of requirement of observing people. So, but yeah, that's kind of my genesis into this whole foray that now we've jumped into for a few projects.
Sure. And I had a coworker who had signed up to be a background actor in something, and I think when I just kind of like asked out there, hey, would anyone like to be a background actor? I'll buy everybody dinner. Um, he was like, oh, I did that once. I had to drink the same glass of water for 9 hours.
I don't think I've had that of experience. Although, like I said, it depends on what you go in for and what
Sure.
you're expecting on it. I've had people who were background actors in the union complain over the flavored Doritos they were offered. Um,
Missing
you
the
get some
point, I
really,
think.
really, really petty things.
Yeah.
People they expect to be treated like the $1 million stars, which just that's not the case. That's not your role. That's not what you were hired for. So it's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
For sure. And I know we've talked on this show a lot about how being on set is special.
It
It's a
is.
special time. So don't ruin it, right? Like,
And it's
enjoy
it's
what
not
you do.
so much ruining it for you, but you can ruin it for a lot of other people
Hmm.
because how you interact and like I said, again, jumping back to the previous conversation, um, I had a conversation on set with a pretty well-known actor. He's been around for many years. He was in Mighty Ducks, and it was just a conversation that I organically asked him as he was passing me if he still played hockey. He kind of stopped in his tracks and kind of looked at me with a little grin. He goes like, "Yeah, I actually do." We just talked about hockey.
Nice.
I had no pitch. I had no, I wasn't completely starstruck. It was just he's a human who plays hockey. I love hockey. why don't I talk to him about it? We had a good conversation for like 15, 20 minutes. And then, we had to go back to work. But, that's what I was talking about earlier about organic and just kind of feeling where things go. I also didn't happen to have a plan. I wasn't trying to truly pitch him anything either. So it worked out that I was more genuine with the conversation as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you have people that, there are some of the bigger name actors, and I've actually had one real bad experience with somebody. We were on set, broke from the scene, going back to our respective areas, and they were just laser focused where they were going. Had I not sidestepped even the few inches that I did, we would have collided. Of course, being on set, being in the background, it would have been my fault that I walked into the main person. But you definitely feel that there's a weird energy, and you have to have that synergy to have good scenes.
Mm.
And I think that's something as a director and me as a producer, you're looking for that chemistry.
You think they were maybe a method actor?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
So I didn't take offense. So I don't take offense from the way I get treated by people. They don't know me. I don't know them, and it's just my own personal philosophy. I'm a very easygoing, relaxed kind of person. So
you are. Yep. So let's talk a little more about being a background actor. And I know if I'm on set, sometimes I'll show up to a friend's set. I'll just chat with a few people. I'm clearly not the focus, right?
Right.
But I'm able to be there, and I can have conversations with everybody, pretty much. Like I can walk around, chat with you, and then when they say rolling or set up, it stops. But there's plenty of time in the meantime to make new contacts.
Right. Yeah. The networking happens in between shots. Especially going from one camera angle to another. There is a lot of downtime, and for anybody who is interested in being a background actor, if you can get into the union like I was able to, I was very fortunate with the background that I have in law enforcement and EMS. I was able to get my waivers. I got into the union pretty fast, actually. You have to understand that, as we said, you're not the focus. You're there strictly as a body. There is an awful lot. There's some times where I was on set for 15 hours, almost 16 hours, which would have been great if I was there for over 16 hours pay-wise, but I didn't even get on set. Stayed in holding, never got on set. There's times where you're told to go somewhere, you got to go. You get there, oh, no, we're going here, oh, no, we're going here. So you have to be, you can't be so rigid in what your expectations are, because it's not your project. So if there's any advice I give to anybody who wants to go into background acting, it's don't go in with any expectations. Don't go in trying to sell anybody anything, and just yes sir, no sir people. That's the best thing, because the showrunners, the people that are the PAs have the worst time out of anybody, and the worst job out of anybody on a set. They're woefully overstressed and probably woefully underpaid for what they do. But at least working as close to New York as I do, and as often as I was for a while, you meet some of the PAs. They know you. They know your ability. You might get a little preferential treatment, like if they need a certain person or a body in a certain spot for a shot, they might pull you because they know that you're not going to act like an ass in front of the camera and ruin the shot. So again, it's networking. It's being genuine, and not forcing anything. So go in with no expectations. Do what you're told. Don't get pissed off if things don't go the way that you expected them to, and be pliable as a human.
Just enjoy the time on set. You may not have another.
You'll get fed. You'll have food and drink. You'll be able to go to Crafty and all that other fun stuff. It's definitely an experience, especially for people that have never done it before. It can kind of be a little overwhelming the first few times, but once you kind of get a feel for it and you see what's going on and how set life works, so to speak, or background life works, I've met a ton of amazing people. Some that I still have good rapport with. A guy that I worked with as an EMT on 17 Bridges, or 21 Bridges, whatever they changed the name to now.
There used to be less bridges, huh?
Yeah, well, I think they miscounted the number of bridges that they were going to use or something. I don't know.
One of those fake titles to make you know it's
Well,
not
they do that
the
too.
actual title.
They put a lot of things that I worked on. It's one thing during filming, and when it's released, it's like, oh, but that's not what it was called when we were doing production. And they do that for a reason. Obviously, they don't want people going to sets that don't need to be there. It's chaotic enough. But the one guy, Charlie, he was my partner EMT in that. We hit it off well. We had a lot of common bonds. The whole group of people that we worked with on those 3 days, it was just fun. I worked on Creed 2, and I still keep in touch with a couple of people that I sat to for that week and a half. So you meet people. It's definitely fun. But yeah, don't go into it with any expectations, and try not to be too big of an ass.